everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my October wrap-up. I'm really excited to show you the books that I read this month. I didn't read as much as I wanted to, but I did read some really good books, so I was really happy about that. So yeah, let's get started on the books I read. Let's start with the manga. I feel like I just want to start with that because I read a lot of manga. I just felt like I really wasn't, I had a lot of shows this month. October pretty much started the fall TV, all the fall TV series coming back, and I have a lot of shows that I watch. So I've been pretty much trying to keep up with that, and I haven't really had time to just be able to pick up a book and read, because if I did that, then I would I read as much as I wanted to because I would fall behind on my shows, which I pretty much am doing now, but oh well, what can I do? I have so many shows, and I just can't, cut one out because I would cut my heart out. So yeah, but manga has been, I'm able to read manga because I read those like really quick and everything. So yeah, so I read a lot of that. I finished Blackbird by Kanoko Sakura Koji. I read 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. These are the last five volumes in the series. I was really happy I was able to finish off the series because I've been reading it for a while now. And it's about Misao, who is a Senko maiden, and her blood is food for demons, and it'll give demons life, and I believe it's her blood who will give them eternal youth. It's her body, or if they eat her, it'll give them eternal life. And if a clan leader marries her, his clan will prosper. So Kyo is a Tengu clan. That's not Kyo. That's Sho, the twin brother. That's Kyo. I can't point to save my life. But Kyo is a Tengu demon clan leader, and he's been in love with Misao ever since they were young. So he comes back and he marries her, and it's really nice. I ended up giving the series, the entire series, 4 to 5 stars. I really loved it. And the last volume, 18, I thought was going to end really badly, but it surprised me in the end, and I was really happy with that. So yeah, I was really happy with the series. And the other one is Ottoman by Ayakano. I read 14 through 18, the last 5 volumes. There's 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And I love this series too, just as much as Blackbird. I ended up giving the entire series a 4 out of 5 stars, though I was kind of, I liked the ending. I was okay with the ending. And this is about Asuka, the male, who is an Ottoman, but he is more girly than male, than man. His mother, though, has forbidden him from having girlish desires and thoughts and everything. So he has to satisfy her, he is thrown away everything that he loves, and suppress all those urges and become more of a manly man for her. And it's just not what he wanted, and he meets Rio, the female, and he falls in love with her, and she's more manly than he is, and she can't cook or sew or anything, and so he's the wife and she's the husband. But it's really cute, and I really loved it. But the ending, I don't know, it just felt really, it just kind of upset me in the end. Okay, you see here, they're married. You can already tell they get married. And in the ending, something happens, and she saves the day and everything. Rio saves the day, pretty much. And in the end, they get married. But it's 10 years later. And when they tell you why it took so long, it's just because of their jobs. They were never able to get married. And I'm just it took 10 years to get married, though, you've been in love this entire time. I mean, they've been together, but I just felt like it was kind of rushed and everything. And then, of course, you know, when it should have been rushed. For me, I just felt like 10 years was way too long. Though, you know, it skipped ahead to 10 years. So I just felt like, really, really. But I mean, she's a police officer, and I believe he is a cook like his dad. I'm pretty sure he's a chef like his dad, like a dessert pastry chef. But yeah, I really love this series, and I gave that all 4 out of 5 stars. And then I was at the library and I picked up I-Or. You know, I've shown this to you guys before. This is by Mayu Shinjo, and this is about a female, or a male who looks like a female, and a female who looks like a male. And he is in an all-boys school, she is in an all-girls school. So she's the prince of her all-boys school, he's the princess of his all-boys school. She has an all-girl band, and he wants to be in the all-girl band, which is weird. But it's to be with her because he's in love with her. He is Akira, and she is Mizuki. And I felt like the names even sounded like their gender should be switched. Like, there are times where he looks female, and then there are times where, like, he looks really female there. And then there are times where she looks really male. Like, there. Like, you can kind of tell, you know. And I just feel like it was kind of hard to keep the voices right in my head. Like, okay, he's supposed to have a male voice. Like, even though he looks like a girl, he's supposed to have a male voice. And even though she looks like even though she looks like a boy, she's supposed to have a female voice. And it was hard to keep the voices straight in my head. And I read the first 2 volumes, and I got the rest of them from the library, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to continue. It's just really confusing sometimes. I did like the first volume. I gave it, I believe, a 3 out of 5 stars. And I think I still gave the second one a 3 out of 5 stars, even though I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. It was just kind of hard to get through. And then I read the first 2 volumes of Happy Marriage by Maki and Joji. I really liked this one. This is about Chiwa, who is struggling to pay off her father's debt, and she's working 2 jobs to do it. And he owes a lot of money for starting these businesses, these small businesses, and just not going through with it. You know, like, it doesn't pan out in the end. And her company president approaches her and offers to, like, they have an arranged marriage now. He offers to marry her because his grandfather wants it, because his grandfather knew her grandmother, and it's really weird and stuff, but I really liked it. And he has to marry her if he wants to stay president, and she pretty much has to marry him if she wants to pay off her father's debt, and, you know, not go to jail as president and stuff like that. So I really liked it. I really enjoyed, though I felt like it was really annoying at times, and that's pretty much why I'm giving both of these 4 out of 5 stars, because it can be pretty annoying. That's Chiwa and that's Hokuto. And I just feel like they didn't start out in love, and I really did love this one thing. Like, he says, just because it's an arranged marriage and just because they're not in love doesn't mean that he won't be faithful, and that she shouldn't be faithful to him. And I really like that. You know, most men, it's like, oh, if it's an arranged marriage, well, I'm going to cheat on you. You know, it's like, why should I stay faithful to you? No, I don't love you, and stuff like that. And they grow to love each other, which I really like. But all in all, he stays faithful, and I really enjoyed that. I really loved that part about it. So yeah, I gave the first 2 volumes 4 out of 5 stars. And I've already read the next 3 volumes. There's 10 volumes in all, and I've gone through 1 through 5. I really love the series. Alright, so let's hurry up and do the physical copies before my battery runs dead. Uh-oh. I read Fragra Theme by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 5th volume in the Wait For You series. It's with Nick and Stephanie. And I've kind of liked Nick, though. Nick is pretty much a womanizer and a playboy and stuff like that. And Stephanie, well, she can have fun too. Like, she'll meet a man and she'll have a one-night stand and it's over, it's done. But Like with him, it's he meets a girl, he has a one-night stand with her, it's over, it's done, he never goes back. With her, well, she's still friends with some of the guys she's been with. It's just, she's not that type of person. And she is looking for love where he is not at all. He doesn't want anything to do with love. And a secret brings them together, and it's just after the one-night stand, which I guess you can already tell what it is, so I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to spoil it. But I really enjoyed this one. It's really cute and funny and really nice, and I think I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars because I love Jennifer Armentrout. I love her writing, her stories, they're just amazing. And of course I finished, in the month of September, I was in the middle of Heart of Betrayal at the end of the month, and I finished it in the beginning of October. I really loved it. It's by Mary E. Pearson, the sequel to Kiss of Deception. It's so good. I loved it. It follows Leah and Rafay and Caden in that kind of love triangle. I love Rafay. I want her to be with Rafay, but I feel like Caden is really good too, though he's the assassin. Rafay is the prince, and Caden is the assassin. So it's like, Rafay is the prince who wants to marry her, and Caden's the assassin who wants to kill her. So it's like, what is he, what am I going to do here? And then the Commissar of Venda, who is the leader of Venda, pretty much, propositions her with something, and it just, I really love this one a lot more than I love Kiss of Deception, and I cannot wait for the third. I want to say it's the final book. I want to say this is a trilogy, so hopefully the next one coming out is the end, so I can find out what happens. But I really loved it, and I gave that one, I believe, a 4 or 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then oh no, I didn't read that one first. Nope, sorry, cross that off. I read Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This is the companion to Fangirl, which I really love. This one follows Simon and Baz from the Simon Snow series that is featured in Fangirl. And in Fangirl, Kath writes fan fiction of that series of Simon and Baz together with gay love, and I just love it so much. And this one is the fan fiction that she wrote. But sometimes it felt like, would this really be the fan fiction that she wrote? Like, or would this be just like another Rainbow Rowell book? Like, I don't really know. Like, I feel like it doesn't really have, once you get to like halfway point, it does sort of feel with the like how fan fiction feels. Like, I read a lot of fan fiction, and when I read fan fiction, I know, like, the thing is, I think it's because I have never read the Simon Snow series, and it's not real. I wish it was. I really want the Simon Snow series to be real because I really love it. I felt like if I would have read that, though, it would have felt more, at least the first half would have felt more fan fiction to me than it did. But I still really loved it. And if you read this without reading Fangirl, you would never know that Simon and Baz were like in love until that point hits you, and you're like, oh wait, they're love. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's new. Different. I really loved it. It doesn't tell you. Yeah, it doesn't tell you at all. Yeah, it doesn't tell you at all. Like, you just don't know that they're like supposed to be together. Like, this is a gay romance. Like, you would never know unless you picked up Fangirl, which I really love. And I love how, if you hadn't read Fangirl, it could be like a complete surprise, and it's really nice. And I really loved it, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars. And then I read half of Throne of Glass, or like a little more than half. I'm finished with it now because it's the 3rd of November, but I didn't get to finish it in October like I wanted to. This is one of the books that I had on my October TBR. Like, these were the books that I had, but of course Carry On, it came out and I had to read it. But Throne of Glass, I was really happy with what I read. I believe I only had like 100 or so pages before the end of the month, and that was fine, or before November hit. And of course, I finished it already, and I really loved it, but I won't talk about this until my November wrap-up, because technically I haven't finished it. until November. So yeah, that is my wrap up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.